What's up, Brad?
What's going on, JR? Long time no see.
Oh, I know. It's I see Brad more than I see some of my family that lives close to me. So I just got back from the Ohio mini, but we're going to talk about a mini I went to the weekend before. And then
one of the many minis.
Yeah, but it took me forever to get home yesterday.
Did you have
apparently Ohio decided to have like a tornado when I was trying to leave.
Oh yeah. We got like 78-mile-per-hour winds over here. So
and then all the flights got like delayed or some of them got canceled, and then it was like crazy. So I got home at like 11, even though I changed my flight to try to be home like earlier in the day, but I got to my house at like 11 last night. It was great. So I'm a little tired, but
we got home at about 2:45 in the morning Saturday, maybe 3:45. I don't even know.
It was late. It was late Saturday.
It was Sunday.
We'll get into all that on the Ohio episode. We don't want any
196 hours, kids.
Let's play the I don't know. It's not the new intro. It's like the fill-in intro until the new one is completely done, and then we'll bring our guest on for tonight, who is patiently waiting for us. So
special guest.
Let's get this fill-in intro running.
Recorded in front of a live studio audience.
This is a Matos Designs production.
Whoa. New stuff, hitting the wrong buttons. Let's.
Recorded in front of a live studio audience.
This is a Matos Designs production.
And I am not done. Mark my words.
I like your line. I like your prices. But there's a problem. There's no guarantee on the box.
You can't hang out with chickens and expect to soar with eagles.
And now your hosts.
In a shocking development, Brian has officially abandoned the grueling world of professional trying to pursue a life of arguing with fish and crashing remote-controlled cars. While JR mourns this devastating loss, Matos Designs Productions Management assures us there is a new hope in the form of Brad. Because if you combine Brad's professionalism with JR's raw ability to just try his best, you almost get one whole Brian. And now, here are your hosts, JR and Brad. That's going to take some getting used to.
Oh, we can handle it. We're professionals.
So that's our temporary fill-in one Carl made us.
Very nice.
So how you doing, Larry?
Well, I was thinking that I would like to say how tired I am. But with you on the call, flying back and forth between two minis, I can't really complain now, can I?
No. Well, you can. You ran one and then you went to another one.
Yes. Yeah, I had to go see Brad and the Schusters and Jeff and those guys. We had a good weekend.
It's been a very good weekend. I'm exhausted from that.
We do got an echo going on.
Is it me?
Computer?
Yeah, you might have to turn it down.
Turn my volume down?
Yeah.
So just...
How about now?
I think that's good.
I can barely hear you, but I'm down. How about now, Brad?
I mean, I can hear you fine. There was just a loop.
A little echo. Okay.
But it's all right.
Hey, Brian Michael's here. We got the librarian. Cool.
He's always watching us.
He's always watching. So, Indiana mini recap.
Yep. So we're gonna. So tell us a little bit about how long you've been doing the Indiana mini for, and a little bit about it before we get into going over the one we just had.
Sounds good. Thanks for having me and representing the team. So we This was our third, I believe, our third mini. I went to a mini in Michigan at a Boy Scout camp. And then I went to Florida, and I said, well, where in the world why don't we have one in Indiana? And so in asking that question, I realized somebody had to do that. So I got a hold of Joel Deering and Les Willis and Drew Imsweller, and we started the first one off. We had about 50 folks. Actually, we had a meetup, which I didn't know existed until we did it, the restaurant. And then after the meetup, we said, let's go ahead and do it. We had about 50 our first year. Second year, we think we're like 65. And this year, we were 86 people came to Indianapolis, just south of Indianapolis, for our mini. It went really well. And we had Matt Toast Designs. Thank you, JR, for coming into Indiana.
Yeah, it was, I was very impressed with it. It was kind of cool being in Indianapolis. I wanted to get there early Friday so I could go see the racetrack and stuff like that. But flights just didn't work like that. So I got there late. I got to miss the dinner that you guys did on Friday night, but I made sure the Jenga was there. So
it was there. That was good. Yes.
Yeah.
It's just a good, clean fun.
Yeah, no, you did a great job.
Great job.
Well, thanks. The team put it together, and I was going to give you a couple run by the numbers real quick, because we have this new wonderful tool we'll talk about in the Light Show Hub. So 86 participants. We had 3 rooms this year, which is new to us, having 3 tracks to choose from. 49 vendors, 122. Oops. Fabulous prizes to give away, and so it went well.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty awesome. It was my first time going to the Indiana Mini, but I saw pictures and videos last year with Clyde, and we did this episode, and it made me want to be like, oh, I think I should go there. And it was awesome. It was a lot of people, and it was a lot of like really cool people. Like, we did pretty good on selling stuff there, which minis I don't usually like try to sell stuff at it. Like, I just want to meet people and stuff like that. I don't normally bring anything. I brought some stuff to Ohio because it was a little bit bigger, but little regular minis, I just kind of just want to go hang out and show some stuff off. So it was cool people buying stuff from my store while I was there. That was from Indiana. I really appreciated that. That was cool.
Good. Yeah. We had great support this year from the community. I know we brought in, EFL Designs. Jackie Elliott drove all the way up from Louisiana. That was a haul. But he said record set for him. Did really well, and then we had a number from Ohio, so I stuck it in my SUV and drove it to Wadsworth for this weekend. So we got both covered that way. Then we have a number of folks. L Designs came in, RGB to Go. Our local guy is Midwest Coro. Andrew came in. So we had a lot of folks represented. I'm sure I'll forget somebody. So far, every mini, we've had Showstopper come see us. And so Michael came in and Diana came in. So it was awesome. Good time.
What made you want to host a mini in the first place?
Yeah, I think biggest thing is that the community had kind of died down a little bit with COVID. One of the guys on my team helped run it for 10 years prior to COVID. It had died. And so when we resurrected, I just wanted people not to, quite frankly, drive so far. And I didn't really know what it was about. So as usual, I said, I'll just start it myself. So, and got a great team connected, and we just kicked it off, and it went really well. The church that we held the mini as my church. It's nice to have that access to set up and clean up and everything. But yeah, just to help our community. We have like 410 people on our Facebook page, which is small compared to some, but it's working real well for us, and communicate what you guys do, what the vendors do, and how to get along in this hobby and how to build things. I think this year we probably had about 15 folks that they're brand new. First year maybe had just recently purchased something, but that was really cool. We had a bumper that we did. I don't know if you guys heard that at the end of Ohio's. We did a bumper sequence. with Michael Stoffagen. So Michael created it. Our team created the music. We created some of the the announcement that we were going to do to say, hey, how would you like to do this on your house? And so came up with that, talked to Michael, he sequenced it for us, and then we handed it out, and a lot of people put it on their home. And we think that a few people came to the mini through that. I know Joel Daring said that his neighbors came. They don't even have a light show, but it said on his display, if you want to know how to do this, come to the Indiana Christmas Mini, and that's what we did.
Well, that's cool. That's really cool. I think that to get more people to actually, because there's tons of people that want to know how to do this. There's tons of people asking questions at least at my display about how to do this and where it came from and stuff like that. And I try to help them there, but getting them to go to a mini, I think that was a great idea. And I thought it was cool that Ohio duplicated that also, because I think it's a very good thing for the community.
Very, very much so. It was really neat to get it organized that way. And like I said, this year's our first year to have multiple tracks. So we have one large high school, middle school room that holds about 100 folks. And so then we put different classes in a couple of different rooms. We try to do a beginner's classroom, kind of a track there that they could choose to come from. Introduced, certainly X-Lights and lore. We introduced what a pixel is, what's a controller, some examples. We certainly we bend over backward to support all vendors, partners. I hate to even call you guys a vendor. You're partners. You've been in the hobby. You become friends to everyone that does this. So it's really cool to have that done. And then, I think what was really big this year was that we utilized the Light Show Hub that David Peace put out to organize, how we ran the mini, how we ran the entire event. So that was really helpful. And we've got some good feedback and things we'll give him to make it even a better tool. And then the guys in Ohio used it for just a couple of different functions. And like I said, have ways to improve it going forward.
Yeah, I've seen it used at a lot of mini. It works really well. It makes the prizes go so much smoother than it ever has. So it has been a huge improvement for events and stuff to have that tool.
So that's one big change we did this year. When I try to do kind of a retrospective lesson learned at the end of each year. We want to differentiate ourselves, especially from Ohio, because they do such a great job, and from Michigan. It's hard to top that. So what we do in the past is that if you want a prize, we would bring you up, take your picture, get all your contact information, and then the next week we would send that picture to all the vendor partners. And I got feedback that thanks a lot. That's nice that you do that, but no one we looked at the codes in the system and know who we gave the prizes to. So we emailed them out this year, but we didn't take the picture. And that saved a bunch of time as we utilized the Light Show Hub giveaways so that we could actually get through, because we were getting through a lot. We probably did, I think I must have called 20 to 25 names each pod, and we did 4 pods. But we still try to make it fun and personable that way, what you won. And then of course you have your own kind of website for yourself as a winner, and it keeps track of your sequence codes, your if you win something that's hardware or a prop, we give it to you in person, and then all the discount codes are there too after the event.
That's pretty awesome. So speaking of time, how much time actually goes into planning one of these events, and what's one thing out there that people don't realize about actually hosting a mini? How big's your team? What we got going on?
Yeah, we added 2 other folks to our team this year, and Aaron Sudduth, Greg Jones, and Mark Multridge. So we have a team of 6 guys that have, we need some ladies, honestly, 6 guys that volunteered. And I'm a little bit project management trained. So we start in January with monthly meetings. In February, we probably go every other week. And then by May, we're going weekly. And we have a complete, Microsoft OneNote page of all the tasks we do to keep track of it. The biggest commitment is tracking down and giving away those prizes. Like I said, I 150 prizes. Our first year, everyone got 2 and some got 3. This year, everybody got one, some got two, and some got three. So that's a large component of it. And then we went to, a couple of us went to Florida 2 years ago, and we saw that massive, on stage display that they put together. We said we can't do that, but we can do something. So then we came home and I grabbed, 25% of my display and threw it up on the stage, and needed a lot of help from Edwin Schuster and Aaron South from Indiana. We got it going, and so I got to reconstitute half my display that way. So that's cool. So prize tracking, organizing meals is pretty straightforward. We went to Jesus Chicken this year with going to Chick-fil-A instead of McAllister's. The lunch there in Michigan, as you know, is the chicken place. It's phenomenal. And then this year in Ohio, you guys had that 4 or 5 course meal. So we're not competing there. We have little box lunches, but it works.
Hey, I love the Chick-fil-A. That was good. It was perfect because I could take it back to my spot and eat it when people stopped talking to me for a second. So it was perfect. It was great. It worked.
I do got to say, Larry, having Chick-fil-A, I would have been there. 100%. I would have just drove for Chick-fil-A.
Well, we got a box with your name it on next year, Brad, and then Candace should go to the winery with my wife and maybe Diana, other people. So.
Oh, we can't get alcohol to Diana. She's already too much fun by itself. We cannot put alcohol in her. We have. It's fun, but not at the mini.
Yeah, that's right.
So what class or topic would you say had the biggest response, the best feedback?
Yeah, really 2 sessions seem to get the highest number of survey points. Number 1 is pulse mesh.
Okay.
Last year, and I think again this year, we'll have a large response for pulse mesh, which allows, in case you don't know, allows people to play your audio through their phone, and it does a great job of syncing up. Bob does a good job of syncing up to the lights. Secondly, 3D printing. Not so much making your own thing, but allows you to print your prop mounts and things that you need to do to connect your props to your house and your yard. We're all doing more and more of that. So that was a big one. Tom Hammond helped us there. And then, of course, anything when we put Michael or put Jackie up to this year, states and effects was a big one. So many props now have, 22 different states, everything from the showstopper mini trees, or others have, the train, just so many that have a lot of states. So that was a well-attended one as well.
What's maybe one thing that you personally learned at your own mini that you might not have known?
Good question. I would say one thing I've learned constantly is where everyone is at in their home displays, where they're trying to build different things. We still have some folks with lore. We have folks that are making their own wireframes, and they're asking those kind of questions to us. And it's such a broad hobby, as you guys well know. So just all the different questions and different topics people are interested in continues to amaze me of how much is involved in this hobby.
I know I was only able to make it to one class. Were you able to go to any classes yourself, or were you running around the whole time? Because I couldn't tell, because I was talking to people almost the whole time. I only got to go to one of the classes, so I don't know if you got to see anything or not, Larry.
Yeah, I tried to make it. I did make it to other rooms and see, especially when someone's speaking other than my team, because we know each other real well. So I try to get back there for 4 or 5 minutes. And then I'll run around and pick up something trash or get ready to call the next, the next pot of prizes. So I'm usually in the main room, but we made it throughout the church.
Very nice.
Yeah, most minis I go to, I can honestly say I'm I'm always like chatting up, other people in the lighting community or talking with the vendors and
or changing outfits.
So that's your fault. We're going to talk about that in 196 hours, how that came about. um, but no, like I find myself like I go to these events just to, talk to people that you talk to online and see them. So I usually don't end up at many classes. I probably should try to learn something if I'm going to.
That explains everything. You go
If
to
I'm gonna
minis, that's why you don't know anything and still have to be in the rooms asking for help.
If I'm going to try to be professional at some point, I have to learn, how to do these things. So,
Yeah. Oh, Chick-fil-A background. Very nice.
That's why it took you so long to get words out, because you were changing your background.
Yeah, background.
I wish I could get rid of this.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Another thing we did this year, the last 2 years actually, Ron Armstrong has attended the Indiana Christmas Mini. So there you go. So I put him up on stage as kind of the Zoom room expert, and he really has helped a lot of people. And so it's great to put a name with a face, but also he digs deep into FPP for us, and just helps people across the room.
Nice. So.
And then Ohio got him after that too. I know, but that's okay.
So are there any like?
I'll tell you what. I'm sorry, Brad. One other thing. We do have we have strong Michigan, Ohio, Indiana, Missouri. There's a lot of Midwestern minis that are happening. What I find is that people from Ohio come down to Indiana mainly because they can't make the date because of graduations, birthdays, weddings are huge in June, and we're always the first Saturday of June. So if Illinois, Michigan, and Wisconsin want to move, or and then people don't recognize that lower half of Ohio used to have a mini. Light up has kind of went by the wayside. So you guys took that over, which is fantastic. But we're only 4.5 hours away. So some people from Indiana might go up to Ohio because my mini's a bad date for their family.
Yeah,
well, I don't think there's a reason not to go to all of them if you're close enough, because they're not all teaching the same thing. So make the tour. I wish I had more than just one mini within 6 hours of me. I only have one mini that I could get to in 6 hours, and that's the Southern California mini. That's it.
Yeah, I blew the budget and did 4 this year, including Florida, of course. I don't think I can do 4 every year, but it was great. A lot of fun. Go ahead, Brad. You want to say something?
So I just wanted to confirm you are publicly saying you want both Illinois and Wisconsin to change their dates for you. I just wanted to make sure we got. I'm joking.
Not necessarily for me, but for the community, since that's an excellent mini up in Wisconsin. And so if those guys were the second or third week of June, and you were the second week of June, and we're the first week of June, it all works out.
No, it's literally impossible. If you just stick with the 48 continental United states in the U.S., if they all just have one, there's not enough weeks in the year to do these things. So what's nice is, if there's one that's close, like last week we just drove up to Niagara Falls. It was about 3 hours away. We didn't have anything going on that day. Bobby that runs that came out to ours last year, and whether it's big or small, we definitely make it out. Like I wanted to get to yours, but with everything going on, I didn't know how much craziness we were going to have, with our event, and then losing a weekend with stuff around my house. It does make it tough to travel every weekend. Though Brian Michael does find a way to do it. So kudos to him.
Yeah, he's coming to Indiana next year, he said.
Yeah. And I have every intention of coming down.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to make that one too next year.
So you'll at least have 2 winners there.
You'll at least have 2, really, Brad?
It took you a second.
Well, and then we sent JR and Jackie drove up to Wisconsin Saturday night after ours, which I thought was amazing. So
Yeah,
you guys made
that
two
was
in
fun.
1 weekend.
Yep, we're gonna talk about that one tomorrow because we're gonna do 2 episodes in 1 week.
Yeah, very cool.
So, Larry, what was your favorite moment from the weekend in Indiana? At your event, what was like your favorite moment?
Yeah, my favorite moment would have been. We knew this year was Friday night. We had not had a dinner or anything Friday night. It was just the folks who set up would go and grab a quick mix. So the fact that we had the blue Matos Designs Jenga set, and I got to videotape our friends, and even my wife got involved, and I was a little perturbed by me showing a video of her because she was concentrating, contorting, trying to find that one brick that would slide out or slide through. And so while no police came and there were no alcohol, so that removed some concerns about it. So we had a blast, got to do that. We had 35, I think, or 40 people show up at the pizza place. We took it over, and we did in fact give bricks to, I think, 4 or 5 employees, and 4 or 5 other non-related families were there also participate. So that was really cool. Now I know it's kind of not the answer you wanted. You wanted about Saturday and the greatest thing about.
No, that's pretty. I mean,
setting up it was community.
Because did you even get to? I'm not saying you didn't enjoy your event, but did you get to do anything other than like run around like a chicken with its head cut off, like lunch?
We've got a strong team. By the time I get to Saturday, although I had brand new software, that was tough. I wanted to make sure I knew how to give prizes away. That's everything, right? So, but I just enjoy it. I just enjoy so much with especially the team we have. We have 4 or 5 runners. We have people in each room. We have folks taking care of lunch, and so it was very enjoyable this year. Whereas maybe in past I was a chicken with my head cut off. This year I kind of knew where my ducks were. They weren't in a row, but I think I knew where they were.
So we got a question from the chat. They want to know if any of you are going to Christmas Expo this year.
So I got asked by Joyce and by somebody else about coming out there and talking, mostly life fight related, but it's just my nieces are going to be in town. At that time, I only get to see them every, maybe once or twice a year because my brother-in-law is stationed out in Norfolk, Virginia. My brother-in-law is a commander in the Navy now, so it's a pretty big deal. So he doesn't get to travel much other than like on a boat around the world. And so it's just, and it's falling on my birthday weekend. So I'm personally going to be doing family time. Though if the waiting
Brad,
list,
that is the longest answer to say I'm not going to Expo.
I'm not going to Expo.
I've been to 4. I'm done for the year. But I love Expo in the past. And I'd love to talk to Patrick. He's asked a question. I have a lot of things to talk to him about and experience he's had with his live shows, his live displays. So,
oh boy, Robert's on here. Thanks for breaking my trophy, bud.
Yeah, that we'll get into that on the Ohio episode. A video of that. Man, I almost had Brad crying.
Yeah, it was a good picture. AI did a great job, and Rob prompted it very well.
So you guys didn't really play bar Jenga. You played pizza parlor Jenga, it sounds like. But
Mustache Jenga does not have to be played in a bar. It just has to get everybody going.
Are we calling it Mustache Man Jenga or bar Jenga?
No, it's.
I mean, you literally put up a picture saying bar Jenga coming to Ohio.
Did I?
Yeah,
I didn't do that.
Well, somebody did on your marketing team. What I will tell you guys,
it was in front of a bar, so we did participate in that. So.
When you know the tower's probably about to fall, don't act like you're going to hand it to JR and then hand it to your wife. They get pretty mad, like really, really mad.
That's why Brad looked so tired. He slept in the doghouse last night.
Dude, she made me walk home. It's an hour drive. I just got home. 2 hours, 2 days later.
Brad wants us to stick to the script.
Yeah. We don't have a script.
Yeah.
You not watch our promos? This is unscripted. Squirrels.
Brad, I was just surprised you're here, man. You're everywhere. So thanks, Brad, for participating and taking over a little bit of what Brian did. And I just shout out to Brian McVeigh. Man, he was great to me on everything from orders to even some good ideas. And so I know you'll do a good job as well.
All right. So
what are you gonna say, Brad?
What'd you say? What, the funniest, most unexpected, like something crazy happened behind the scenes, something that not everybody gets to hear about, Larry?
That I can say online.
Nobody's watching.
Well, you know, when I give out prizes every year, I'm always excited about who I'm going to hand a prize to. One year, I gave a sequencer another sequencer's prize, and we made him take it. You know, as we get more and more folks that are providing services to the hobby, we get to do that. And I'm huge about make sure everyone wins something, right? You got to have a good time. You got to win something to take home and try something different on your display. So we had a couple of those this year. I won't mention names. We had a couple that were fun to give away that might have been from their partner in the business.
I won somebody's. I can't remember what it was though, but I did win somebody's prize.
You do seem to win a lot of prizes at these events.
I don't know why. Like normally I used to that's the only downside to the new software is I always used to not want to win. Like I would never try to win. And now with the new one, my name's in it because I'm there. So I win stuff. So like I did in Ohio.
That's not true. The new software has great rules that we could say you can't win. Oh. But I overrode that.
Okay.
So,
but if you put your ticket in the bag.
No, I gave my tickets in Ohio to Mr. Brian Michael, and he put them in the bags, and I won a bunch of stuff. So when I won something, I would walk through, find a table, and hand it to somebody.
But the tickets are connected to your name. They're numbered. So if you give them to somebody else, it's still connected to you. Minor details.
They've never been like that before. You just called the number. If you had the ticket, you'd be like, "Oh, I won." And then I would just have Brian give it to somebody. That was the plan.
So that's one thing we're not doing, and we debated every year with my team. Hey, Jason Summers, RGB to go just showed up. He's a big supporter of Indiana too. And then you made him drive to Ohio. The guy got no sleep. But anyway, and then there's Aaron Sudduth. He does a great job helping us. So we don't do tickets, and I think it's good. I want to ensure. Thank you, Aaron. You got a board, JR. You got a board from us. I want to make sure everyone is kind of evenly spread out. This idea of I can put 25 of my tickets only in one thing and try to win it. I tried that 2 days ago and it didn't work. I didn't win that big Santa Claus, and I put all my tickets in that box. But anyway, I don't want you to walk away with nothing. So everyone wins a prize. I want to control that for a little longer, and maybe if we get larger, 150 people, 152 like Ohio had, maybe you have to do it. But we're not doing tickets. Everyone has an equal chance, and everyone will win. Just a differentiate.
I already used them on my display. I have 2 of them on my house. Okay, that's why I gave it away.
JR does use everything that he sells or not sells. So Larry,
walking commercial.
We talked about what makes. Trying to keep that muted real quick, just to make sure we don't have that loop. what's one of your most proudest moments over the weekend? Were you able to just take a step back, or now that you had a few, like a week and a half to like take a step back, like what would you say, your proudest moment this event or previous events for you?
Yeah, thanks for asking that question. Kind of our highlight. I know last year, just prior to our Indiana Christmas Mini, a person who was registered to come, he passed away. And I went to his wife. We took everything out of his house. And she said, please go get this community. We sold it all and our Mini for her and helped her get that money recuperated. Is that a word? Recouped. This year, probably one of the nicest things was we had a really full vendor partner. It was full. Our little room was almost as many people as you had in Ohio, but not nearly a room. But that went really well. And we didn't have 9 Square. 9 Square is a game that middle schoolers love to play, and it's in our way every year. It went to camp, so we had plenty of room for the partners that intermingle with our community. And everyone said they were really glad to see all the new stuff, touch and feel props and controllers. So that, I think, again, bringing you guys to the community so they can see what are the options for their own display, which is what we're here for.
Yeah, to be fair, there was Ohio only had 2 more than Indiana had.
We'll work on that.
Well, Clyde should have been there.
Clyde has attended. Rob has not. And it's time for Rob now to come to Indiana.
You might break something.
To be fair, it is really, really hard to get Rob to go anywhere. Unless you're at an event, it's really easy to get him a few drinks and he'll go anywhere with you.
Yeah. He does have young children too, so he's busy. Wow, nice try. Yeah, but Rob are coming to Indiana next year. That's what I hear.
So, what ideas do you have to improve your Mini next year? And are there any like classes or topics that you'd like to add? So maybe somebody out here who is watching this event like Rob can come and teach it?
Well, certainly more and more folks want to see moving heads. And so I know I'm getting into that foray thanks to JR helping me. And last year, Edwin Schuster from the Ohio Mini came down and did a small Mini moving heads display in our Mini. So we're going to concentrate on that. Certainly 3D printing's big. AI hasn't hit us just as far as teaching topics. That'll be more and more there. We use it like crazy. I use it at work every day. We use it for one of our topics. We use it for all our advertisements. So that'll, I think, also be more in there next year. Moving heads are stupid. Well, thanks, Rob.
That's kind of like his tagline. Even though they have like 7,000 watt spotlights they use at an event back home.
Apparently, if you have your Mini at a Burger King, he'll show up.
I mean, I don't blame him. Sorry, Larry.
I can have a Burger King ready to go on top of our Jesus chicken.
No, I don't even know if he can have that anymore.
So I just had an idea. Adding a Chick-fil-A patty, chicken patty, to Burger King chicken patty with the cheese. I'm just saying, with some and mix the fries together. I guarantee Rob will show up for that.
That would put Rob in the hospital, but yes, we'll do that for you.
Oh yeah.
You got to remember, Rob can't eat everything everybody else can anymore.
So, Larry, do you have any gluten-free options available for lunch?
Yeah, we make sure on the website when you register, if you have a dietary restriction, we will honor it.
There you go, Rob. You're gonna make Rob restriction.
So obviously, you're planning on doing it next year. How can people help support that? Help support you? Are you looking for volunteers? Are you just looking for people to just send you $10,000 checks? What can help you out?
Well, it's interesting. One person and I spoke at your event of building a controller to give away, a full controller, completely done next year. So we're going to do that. You know, you're starting that. I just got to figure out which controller board I'm going to add to that to give away, and I think that'll help people. We would like to do, in fact, I'll put a plug in for Rob and Clyde. We're going to follow their lead and going to do a starter pack next year. So a controller, we're going to have pixels, maybe Evos, we'll see, and then we're going to obviously have a couple extensions, so you can actually start and give you one piece of Coro, so you can have like a beginner pack. Now we won't have at our conference to give it to, but we'll give it to someone that's new and registers that they're new.
So everybody registered.
To be fair, I love that Robert is getting credit for creating this. When I created them about 2 weeks ago, and then they created them right after that and had them on Ohio. Now they had the bigger versions before where you could do your whole house, but the little pack thing, I don't know where that actually, to be fair, wasn't even my idea. When I was hanging out with the Build a Light Show guys, they're the ones who told me I should do that, and I did it, and then Robert now did it.
So going into for future, is there anything that you're planning on doing a little bit differently? And I'm assuming the prize giveaway, because we ended up bringing that to Ohio because they were so impressed with that. Is there anything that you're definitely going to keep the same? Is it going to be in the same building? Where can people go to follow, like, comment, smash a subscribe button? Where can they get their updates? Yeah. So what are you planning on possibly doing different in the future? And, where can they follow you?
So the thing first of all, we need that trophy right there to be brought by Brad Lunar down to Indiana, so we can see the Great Light Fight winning trophy. That's number one. We've got to have next year. It's just imperative.
So Brian will have to answer this. Brian Michael will have to answer this. Has Indiana ever had a winner? Because we've had 3 in Ohio. You have a 60% chance of winning in Ohio if you get on.
We have had a winner. Absolutely, we have in Northern Indiana. Joe Monfrey. A lot of people know him. And he spoke at the Indiana Christmas menu already, actually. So there you go. But we haven't had the trophy there, though. We didn't get a trophy. So we need to have that trophy next year. Second thing is, this is no big deal to you guys, but I'm removing most of the tables because I know we're going to be at least at 100 next year. So we're going to reduce a lot of space by having tables, more just chairs. I don't see a lot of people taking notes on laptops, so I think it'll be all right. We'll have a few tables in case you require one. Making room for more people to go to Indiana Christmas Light Builders on Facebook. Find us, like us, subscribe to us, and then IndianaChristmas.com is where you register.
Did you see anybody like helping each other? I know you mentioned like tables and laptops. Did you? Because these are things I love doing at these events. Did you see anybody just like organically start helping other people? Because I always feel the need to give back. People obviously helped me along the way. That's kind of one thing I say about this community. Somebody might have taken 3 to 5 years to learn how to do something, post a video up, or I meet them at an event and 5 minutes later, I know what to do.
Not 5 minutes. Yeah, absolutely. So we put in, mimicking really Michigan as much as Ohio, some extra time for networking and to get help. And then what we do is we say, hey, you're new. Thanks a lot for coming. What's your question? And then I hold monthly conference calls, usually the second Monday of the month. And somewhere between 10 and 20 people come. I'll have a guest speaker. I'll have time for learning how to do things. Maybe they don't even know how to call the Zoom room yet. for exercise Zoom room. So we'll point them there. And so we get maybe a mentor assigned to someone. So we do a lot of that.
Oh. I was trying to say Joe did not win. Controversy.
Joe who?
I don't know. Brian, let them. You might have had another comment on there. So, Larry, what actually originally got you into did somebody personally, did you see a display? Did somebody help get you in? Like how long have you been doing this?
Thanks. Yeah. So 2020 COVID year, brand new grandsons. Put in my lap. We drove through the Indianapolis Fairgrounds. Has about 1 million light display. Piped the music into your car FM radio, and it was going crazy. And my wife said, "Okay, Grandpa, brand new Grandpa, you got to up your game of Christmas lights." So it's all her fault. So she was looking at one tree, like one what we call a mega tree. I was looking at the whole thing. So now that I have 35,000 lights and 3 trees, a couple of which are Matos design trees, I have her to thank. And so whatever I do in the future, I'll keep telling the story that she said, up your game of Christmas lights. Because remember, I had 5 individual AC strands is all I had before this.
Wow. So how long you? So how long?
2020 was my first. 2021 was my first Christmas, but I studied it for a year on the Zoom room for 3 months straight. Had a mentor on the north side of town that helped me, that worked with me. So and I went Falcon and FPP because that's what he did.
So if you're talking to somebody who's never been to an event, why should they go? Not just Indiana, definitely Indiana. We got to get 50 more, but.
So I would say it's the best way to learn and get new ideas. Everything we do in every organization we lead, we try to show people a bigger view than just themselves. And we can get lost in this stuff pretty easily, right? So I had a guy in Indiana. He said, I've only got 4,000 lights. I got a couple of things on my windows. I didn't know this was all here. I said, yeah. And I walked him over and introduced him to some people. I had people raise their hand. It's brand new. And they said, well, we've got a lore box. I said, go see Eric. And Eric has a humongous half-acre display of lore. Set them down, and 2 people talked to him the whole weekend. So it's just about seeing what's possible and then finding what's interesting to you. I mean, I tell everybody, every display is great. And it should be, first and foremost, you should be the number 1 customer of what you build, right? It's your time, your money, your effort. And then let's find someone that can help you or mentor you through this thing. And don't go out and buy, a Brad Lunar light display the first year. You build up to those things.
Sir, it took me 3.5 years to get to this. So
you still had more than the average person on your first try, Brad.
Yes.
Yeah, I actually had more than most people on Light Fight my first year. But that's just because people are like, oh, you can't do it. Okay. I tried.
You're a good trier. You're a good professional trier.
So, Larry, when people are looking back at June 6, 2026, what do you hope that they remember from the Indiana Mini and took away from it?
Well, we are at a church, and I as the elder of a church, I make sure that I remind everyone that you're representing Christmas. Yeah, I know Halloween and 4th of July, those are all come on strong, but we represent Christmas on December 25th. So that light is critical. That show is telling us about the birth of Christ. So I bring that to every mini. We want to make sure they remember that, why we do this, for family, for relationships, that you'll earn through this. The people and the friendships that you'll make in this hobby are like none other than maybe church. So that's what I remind them.
No, I try to do that myself. Remind people all the time, like, remember why you're doing it. It's not for a trophy. Yeah, it's cool and all, but we raise a lot of money for terminally ill kids, and that was just because people just kept trying to give us money because they actually think the electric bill here is a lot. Fun fact: my December lighting bill was like my fourth highest on the year. But people kept trying to give us money, so we started sending it there. But no, we're here to build memories, and like at least for one night, make some of the anger go away or the negativity, or give them a memory, a happy memory. So Jason said the only mini he's ever been to with an opening prayer, which is awesome.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool. It was very cool.
Edwin, Jeff, get to work. If only we had a pastor there or something.
I don't know. I think this one guy said he's going to go there next year for Ohio. We'll see what happens.
Well, it's really extra special to be recognized by a mayor of a town.
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
Summers is a mayor of his town, so it's cool to see that.
We got a Facebook post. All right, Larry. So after all the stress, all the planning, all the hard work, was it worth it?
Oh man, and then some. I just hate that it's a year away. It goes back to having a team. I've got folks all around me that love this hobby. They love taking care of the community, and so yeah, we'll be doing it again, June 5th, 2027.
June 5th. Write it down. Follow, what was it? Indiana Lighting Mini on Facebook and .com. I think we're already accepting registrants. Maybe not. But definitely go to these events. Check them out. A lot of your vendors, make sure anybody who's been to these events, make sure you're messaging your sponsors and the vendors. Let them know how appreciative you are of that, especially if you did win something. And you never know who you're going to meet. I literally have met lifelong friends at these events. And so how was your after hours? Are we allowed to talk?
Hold on, Brad. You know what? Now I know how Brian feels. I used to just always ask the questions, and now Brad's just going. So you're talking about the vendors and stuff. Why don't you name them all and give them credit for supporting your event? So if you have a list of the vendors that gave you stuff and stuff like that, then can you let us know so they could get some credit for helping you guys out, make a great event?
Yeah, I will tell you, we had 49 to be exact. So a lot of obviously critical people that were there in person or helped us with our offset of our food costs. You kind of know those. In IndianaChristmas.com, we list all those and show a scrolling icon of all of our 49 vendor partners. L Designs was neat. Dante came and he has a unique software product he's showing. Obviously, you guys were there, but that helps tremendously. Michael's there. There's so many. I couldn't possibly name them all. Wally's gets behind us. Wired Watts, Ken gets behind us a lot, helps us tremendously. And so, so there's I'll tell you another one. Holiday Coro supports us like crazy. And Betsy is that's the Brian McVeigh of Holiday Coro. And no one really knows that. And so they have a bit different business model, but we probably gave more prizes away from Holiday Coro than any other vendor this year. So we love everybody. Last year we had Laura was there and Top Developer was there. So we're going to get those guys back next year. And so we're just agnostic. Well, a couple of you guys do help us tremendously more, but we love everybody.
So I was actually very surprised about that. Holiday Coro, to all the minis I've been to, does not give anything except for your mini, Larry. You are the only mini that gives the prize.
Well, it's about relationships. Another vendor that helped us this year more than most had cancer last year. And that individual gave us a very high % off on his sequence this year. And we all know who that is. And Ron's busy right now on vacation, but he helps us every year too. So it's just about making sure that we're good people to everybody in our community first, and bring you guys, introduce you guys, and let you help them with their displays.
Yeah, Ron, stop worrying about Xlights updates. Enjoy your vacation.
That is true. But one thing I got to admit, though, with Larry, he is the most attentive to the vendors that come and helping. He always asking questions, making sure if we need anything before we get there and stuff like that. No wonder he gets more prizes than everybody else. He's amazing to vendors. It was impressive to see how much Larry communicated since I was going, offering, trying to get plenty places to stay. I couldn't believe it. I was like, this guy is so freaking nice. So I was like, I am definitely always coming to this because he treats people so well. It was amazing. And make sure you go to the website and see all the people that support Larry and the Indiana Mini, because it's awesome. One other thing I want you to go through, because you talked about your team, you kind of named them, but if you could name them all, because they all should get credit for help putting this on, and they do a great thing for the community.
Yeah, by all means, myself. So Joel Deering's probably with me the longest. He and I had lunch to kick this thing off. And then Les Willis, and Joel's on the south side of Indianapolis. Les Willis came on. He's from Kokomo, north side of Indianapolis. Drew Emsweller's on the west side. Drew's got a big display, a very unique display. And then from that kind of four, we led the first one. And then Aaron Suddeth was this is a great story real quick. Aaron Suddeth runs our tech for us. He came to my first one and said, Larry, I'm not going to be in your hobby. I'm not joining your party. And then he had a second friend that came from Indiana. He came down. He said, well, okay, I'm going to come to the Mini to support both of you. And he won 2,500 pixels. And he said, so he had a mega tree. He had candy canes. He had outlines. And the next year, he said, I guess I got the bug, because then he outlined his entire 2-story house with pucks. And by the way, there were 4-inch separation on the pucks, 4-inch spacing. Looked beautiful. They weren't 12 inches like Gobi. But anyway, so Aaron joined us. Greg Jones. Greg has been here all 10, 12, 14 years at the Indiana Christmas Mini. Does a great job. He also knows lore very well, so he helps us. And then Mark Moulter, project manager where I work, joined us, and he brought a lot to us as well. So that's the entire team. I think we got the right number, and I think we'll continue to do a good job with that team. Thanks.
Yeah. You guys, for being there, you guys did an amazing job. It went so smooth. Everything was great. It was awesome. So good job, guys. I really, really did have fun and love that event. It's great.
I'm just worried about how bad we treat our vendors. We'll talk about that next week. That sure felt like a
No, it's just Larry goes minis do great supporting their vendors, but Larry goes above and beyond, and it's amazing. It's just, and from knowing Larry for a few years now, I could see that's the type of guy he is. He's a great person.
That's totally fine. I felt, as you were saying, great job, Larry. You're like, yeah, Ohio, which I just got home from literally like an hour ago because my flight got delayed because of a hurricane. We call them tornadoes up here, just so you know. And yeah, good for Larry.
But Ohio did a great job of giving out gifts to us. As the speakers, we got a nice gift. So, there are different ways that you can do this.
Yeah,
they're all good.
Somebody pretty good that reaches out to people for stuff.
You're so good at making sentences today, Brad. What did you just say?
I said a lot of things because of the echo from Larry's computer.
Try it again, Brad.
It's like I have a stutter.
You do right now.
No, it's no. I said Ohio. I guess has some peoples that are really good about collecting things. Not from Holiday Coro, but
He can't even make a sentence again. Oh man, I'm sorry, Larry.
All right, so now that I get to ask my question, Larry, talk about what's not talked about: the after parties, the afterlife. Like what what kind of clubs you guys hitting up there at the Indiana Mini?
I learned a lot in Ohio this year about the after parties. JR and I now share an experience that I didn't think I would ever share, honestly.
Oh no,
So,
please share.
I had to come home and tell my wife about it, so she'll never miss another
Oh my
one.
God.
So that was interesting. And JR's a young, good-looking dude, so I expected that of him. But the lady sat next to me. Anyway, let's move on. So this was the first year we had Friday night.
No, oh no. The fans have spoken. We need No. This is how you get to your 150 right here. You talk about that nightlife and what happened with that.
Yeah, so
JR.
on Friday night now we'll have dinner. We'll continue that. Saturday night afterwards used to just be I would take a few people to dinner, mainly partners and then people who help set up. This year, we made more of a conscious effort to invite anyone out of town, anyone local, and to come hang out with us. So that was a lot of fun. But Ohio was the next level, as always. And we did have a young lady who unfortunately had consumed too much alcohol for her own good. Oh, yeah. And she was getting friendly with our lighting group. Now, unlike Florida, where the locals decided to knock over the Jenga tower and then the police came, that's even a different level. We don't want that. But Ohio did achieve a high level in my memory banks forever. Indiana, we will not be duplicating that.
Was she part of your group, or was it just a bystander?
Hold on, I'll go. How I almost got a burn on the back of my head from my air conditioning unit because I couldn't back up any farther. But there was.
I know that story.
Part of this problem is Brad's game rules for Jenga.
Which
we included other people.
Revolutionized Jenga and Bard.
Yes, but we included her group in this, and she was also drinking heavily, and all of a sudden was really trying to talk to us guys in the lighting group. And she kept getting closer to me, and I kept stepping back to the point where I couldn't back up anymore. And I'm trying to mouth to your wife, who's just laughing at me, Brad. I'm like, help me.
Well, we're talking about that next week.
Candace just laughs at me and watches this happen. And I'm like, yeah, and I finally get her to go away. And I turn around and she's talking to Larry, who's in a chair and can't back up.
I thought we were talking about Indiana.
No. In Indiana, we're family friendly. And we had a great time at the restaurant Friday and Saturday night. We'll continue to do that. So come out to IndianaChristmas.com. Go get a nice clean. No, it was great. We had a good time in Ohio. A good time in Florida. They're all good wherever you go. Michigan's awesome. We had a great time there with those guys too. So that's a unique situation. Hopefully not duplicated.
Yeah, I hope.
So what did we learn today? Larry takes much better care of his vendors. He gets the chicken of the gods. It's family friendly. You are not going to be backed up into walls and get burnt by air conditioners. And they say prayers, and Ohio
don't do, Brad.
Yeah. Apparently we need to be saying more prayers in Ohio, and you'll hear that in about 194 hours.
Anything else? Anybody want to thank Larry that you haven't talked about helping you or anything like that makes this happen? Because it's a great event, and I just want to make sure you got everything you need. Robert's comment.
Oh my God. Guys, if you are missing these events, you have no idea. Like, this is how you can enjoy yourself in this hobby. Not being stressed out, putting on a show, worry about that one pixel that might be out that nobody else sees except the one lady like found one pixel out
Yes.
on Mary one year. But
And to
anyways,
be fair, there is things that will happen on this show that if you don't go to a mini, you're probably not going to know what it is. Like our new outro, you will have no clue what it is, and I'll have to explain it to you on the next episode because you did not go to any of these minis lately.
and I have yet to
How
see
it is
said
to
outro.
play Jenga. So
Yeah, we all got really nice little buckets at the Ohio Christmas mini that had PPD on them. That was my wife really liked that I brought that back. She got a plant in it now. It's over in my office. So we got to see Candace Lunar. If you don't know her, you really don't understand the Lunar Light Show. So come
Yeah,
see
she literally
Candace
built
next
all
year at
that.
Indiana. Diana is phenomenal. All the folks that support us, I can't say enough about this community. I made it my presentation in Ohio. I talked about the fact that for the most part, you get to learn from the best, and even when you get a sequence from someone, thank you, Clyde. Thanks, Rob. When you get a sequence, you go in and see how the sequencer, who is professional, maybe spent 30, 40, 50 hours on this sequence, how they do it. In my industry and software, you don't get to see anything that the vendors do. So we're here to help you. We're not here to just sell things. And so as I have personal plans to continue to grow in a major way. So I know you guys will help me, and hope you all come back to Indiana. We'll keep it going.
June 5th, 2027.
yep. That's good to know. The first weekend of June, that is the Indiana Minis weekend. So they're claiming it always. So nobody else.
Wisconsin, Illinois, you heard it here. Move your dates.
Yeah, I guess that's what I don't know. We'll find out tomorrow. I think they're supposed to announce their date tomorrow.
Oh.
When they want to do it.
So wait, are you saying this is a 2-for-1 this week?
Where were you, Brad? That was brought up like 10 minutes ago.
I don't pay attention.
Yeah, there's room for everybody, right? And like I said, especially in the Midwest, if you can't make one because of personal commitments, you go to another one. And we'll share and help and make sure everyone gets the same education.
It kind of sounds like the Midwest has the best besides Florida. Because
yeah, the Midwest is a good spot for minis. I would also like to bring up that somebody does not want to talk about what happened at minis. He was also a victim of the red dress.
Yes.
That is true.
Yeah,
If you can only make half of one. I did only make half of the frozen mini.
no, we're gonna talk about that. That's another one I'd love to go to. They got a freaking drone show that rivals like Walt Disney World and like the New York Knicks championship, and even like the 250th celebration at the White House, I hear. So we'll talk about that tomorrow. Larry, thank you for being such a huge. Larry's always been a supporter of our display and the community, and make sure everybody in Indiana send Larry money so he can keep growing the Indiana Mini and spreading cheer. But no, he's a great person and does a lot of work, and I'm sure he could use some more help. If he's planning on growing, he's going to need more help. And you're only as good as your committee. And so yeah, Larry the legend.
That
Calvert.
is very true. That is 100% true right there. And that is from the original Christmas Lights YouTube page, Lynchburg Lights. That's an old school. That's the original Clyde right there.
You got like Bobby Knight, and then you got Larry. Like that's it. That's Indiana for you.
It's probably Clyde, and it's talking about Larry Bird, who is a legend in Indiana. So there you go.
Larry
is the hit for Frank. French, whatever it is. Sorry, well, you're the second most famous Larry in Indiana.
Yeah. But thank you, Larry, for everything you do for the community and for your mini, because it's amazing, and we really appreciate it. And I will continue to help and support your mini and try to make it in every chance I get, unless my family has something, because that made me miss my mini in the SoCal mini this year. So it happens.
Sounds like you playing that poorly.
I don't plan the SoCal mini. I just try to help it as much as I can.
You said my mini.
Well, it is the mini. It's the only California mini we currently have because me and Tom are too busy to actually put one on up here in Northern California like we used to do.
So you don't care about the community as well? I'm joking. JR does so
I put a
much
mini.
for this
I put a mini on a boat. Okay. So thank you, Larry, again. I really appreciate it. Thank you for being on the show.
Thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks for coming,
Yeah,
Larry.
thank you all.
All right, and now for this great exit.
I haven't seen
It's
this
the way
before.
we're going to end the show from now on, and it's all because of our friend Brad. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. See ya.
Bye.